This video is going to overview how we will pull property information through the MLS. It's actually quite simple. The MLS has set up a number of different tools and resources for us to pick up information about respective properties. This is actually a service called RealtyX or RealTX, and we would scroll down to this part of the MLS homepage. Again, this is your homepage when you get on the MLS. You'd scroll down to this section here, this widget, where you can actually input information about a property. So in this instance, seeing that we've been using the same address for a while, we'll just go ahead and first of all select our county. So we're going to be looking in San Bernardino County. Our street number is 275. Street name is Arbeth. And we go search. And what this is going to do is it's going to give us a very quick property profile. So what's really nice about this is if we just printed this page alone, what this does is it gives us who the owners are there, gives us information on the location, gives us the assessor's parcel number, which we'll often need if we're going to be placing offers on properties. That's basically the social security number or the tax ID number for that particular property. It tells us tax information for the last 3 years, the amount of tax that was actually owed and paid, any special assessments that were made, and then the total down here. Then it gives us characteristics of the home. So it talks about it being a single family residence, the lot size, the size in acres, the area of the lot, the building square footage, total number of rooms, bed, bath count. If it's got, what type of HVAC system it has, heating, air conditioning, cooling. So it gives us a nice snapshot of what's going on with the property. It even gives an estimated value. So this is a way that we can determine value as well. Remember when if you looked at the other videos, we had a range from about 267 to 300. Well, they've got the value at about 306, but they do also provide a range from 263 to 349. So as you can see, there's the upside is 349, low end is 263. Those numbers oftentimes can be very important for us depending on the condition of the house and what we're trying to do. Obviously, if we're trying to negotiate a low price, we're going to use that low price as the basis of our offer. If we're trying to figure out what we can sell it for, if we fix it up or if we flip it, we'll look at more of a higher end range on that. It talks about the confidence score, so how confident it is that the value is within that range. And when they made the analysis, which was the 22nd of 2016, shows that there's any listing information, when the last sale was on the property, how much the property sold for. Now this is really important. This shows the property was sold for $289 in 2004. And it also shows a history, what they call a history of a chain of title. And basically we can see when the property was transferred. So they bought it from these folks, right? And these folks were the sellers, and then these people sold it to that person and so forth. So it's chain, basically what they call a chain of title. Now what we show here is the mortgage information. So back in 2006 when they bought the house, they bought it in 2004, but it looks like in 2006, they got a refinance through New Century Mortgage. They paid $360,000, and then they got a second right at the same time for $90,000. So all in all, they were right at around $470,000 for that property. And that's why it's right now a short sale, because they're over leveraged. They have more in loans than what it's actually worth. Down here, it also shows foreclosure history. The reason all this stuff is important is if we saw, for example, that they owed let's say they owed 280, right? It says that they owed 280, then we knew if the market value is somewhere around 300 or 306, that there's about $20,000 that we could play with. That's information we're going to want to know when we're negotiating with the seller. If they owed, for example, if they owed 300 and let's say the value was, or let's say they owed 320 and the value was 306, well, we might still want to entertain buying that house even though it's over leveraged, because if we paid $5,000, for example, for a property that was over leveraged, but we had control of that property and we can make the mortgage payment, that means that we just bought a property for around market value for only $5,000. And then we can ultimately put a tenant in there, we can put a tenant buyer, or we can put a new buyer in and make some money that way. But this snapshot is really, really important. Now, through this application as well, we can come and look at comparable sales as well. So we simply hit comparables. And it would take us to an area where they'll show a map of where the recent comparables are, similar to what we've seen in some of the other videos and through some of the other sites. And it'll also give us a list of those comparables. And if we wanted to, we could sort by different things. So if we wanted to sort by sales price, here, based on the comparables they pulled, the high price is $290, and then it goes all the way down to $140. So it did not calculate the 340s and so forth. So that's why it's really good to look at multiple sites, because if you're looking at this particular site, this particular video right now, and have not seen the other videos, we've seen comps as high as 350 for the same property, and they didn't come into play in this comp list, but they were in others. So it's good to have multiple sources where you look at comps and you can kind of determine what's going on with the respective market. So anyway, that's how you would look up properties and property data through the MLS. We went back to property detail. It would take us back to the original page that we were at. This format is slightly different, but it gives us all of that information again. The other way is to, if we want to use this and have a complement to this, we can also pull data similar to this through titleprofile.com. And if you are in our back office, you can look up that video as well to figure out how you would pull a title profile and how you could get similar information to this. I hope this helps and you have a great day.